Hey, welcome to this video that you clicked on.
Hi.
Alicia's here, and today we're going through your childhood art and let you know that it might be remade for a video. This is that video. So we're basically just gonna scroll through your submissions, see what vibes catch us, and we'll sort of see what happens. Eleanor's options are pretty cool. How would you interpret these?
Oh my goodness.
Let's warm up with this, shall we? So we're gonna play tag team here. I'm gonna do a bit of the sketching and we'll decide on the features and how it sort of looks together. And then I'm gonna handball it to Alicia and you'll see her amazing digital painting. Which is made possible thanks to... You're like, are you waiting for me to say that? JAZZA'S Ultimate Brushes. We worked on these together. They are phenomenal. They work in Photoshop, Procreate, Critter, Clip Studio Paint, and that is hopefully a growing list. Let us know in the comments what you want to see these work in because they work phenomenally and you'll see that in this video. But they're bundled with the course that we've worked on together as well.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Digital Painter's Handbook.
In the handbook, we cover everything you need to know about digital painting. We cover through the basics like sketching and construction and composition, and then we take you through step by step into like all different kinds of textures and special effects.
Painting from start to finish, basic, and then Alicia's done 5 incredible examples, like, my God. So you're in for a treat in this video, and you're in for a treat if you get to check out those products. And that's a huge support to the channel. Let's just keep doing cool stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know what? We need one more visual reference. There we are. This is the missing wild thing. It's interesting, isn't it? Like, I want to honor the original, but I want to like try and get this wild thing style. Is that a brain?
Fingernails.
That's a brain. Would
That's
that
cool.
be in the way It's like the dark version.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the cut wild thing because it wasn't safe for kids. You better not make this adorable. This has to, we have to honor the original.
The dark bits on the cheeks, that could be like a pattern, like a fur pattern or something. But then the ones on the ears could be like horns and spikes and stuff.
I love these floopy arms. They're just the best.
I know.
I don't know why I'm like drawing them in the pose of a goofy velociraptor. It's sort of fun.
like-
We've got spikes on the arms, so maybe they're like that's like poking out of the fur.
Right, okay. What's on the stomach? It's like a gem or something.
It does look like an upside down diamondy thing. Ah, hey, you can use our light.
I already know exactly what brushes I'm going to use.
That's enough. I think that sketch will do.
Okay.
Just watch. I feel like we should name this character. What's his name?
Fluffy.
Okay. So Fluffy's got plenty of spikes on him, but you start with the fluff.
I just really wanted to use that hairbrush that we've got. So a lot of fur, very basic sort of shading.
It's nice too that like in the shading, like a lot of people think when you shade brown fur, you make the shadows darker brown, but you've worked in sort of blues and greens, which gives it so much more life and contrast. It's really cool.
Yeah, well, I was just keeping the environment in mind. I knew I wanted a blue sky and some green trees, so...
Bit of bounce light.
Yeah.
Love that. And there's another one of those magic little tricks is the canvas flip. What's the purpose of that for the uninitiated?
So flipping the image just allows you to reset your brain and see anything that you might have missed before.
And here we have Fluffy, the spiky wild thing. He's so cool, I love it.
I love him too.
Well done. Thank you, Eleanor. Round of applause for Eleanor.
Oh, great job. So creative.
Now, I picked that one. Do you want to pick the next one?
Okay.
14. That's a good drawing for a 14-year-old. You guys are talented kids.
I like this one.
That is cool.
The wings.
That's medieval vibes, hey?
Yeah.
Like Angelic Joan of Arc vibes.
Yeah, I'm a sucker
Cool.
for medieval vibes. I feel like in this one, it looks like she used a soft pencil.
I default to soft because I'm heavy-handed.
Yeah,
Like I just like
okay.
everything going down smooth and fast.
Yeah.
It's fun like constructing the sketch like it's a marionette, like
Yeah.
puppet thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swap the legs because the back leg being raised and the front leg sort of being pushed further behind gives us sort of brings us into the pose.
Yeah.
With the front leg crossed over like that. No, it sort of pushes you out of the pose a little bit.
Yeah.
So by going like this, we sort of keep the action flow, but it's more like pulls you into the action.
You did a really good job on the hand.
Yeah,
For an
and the wings
11-year-old.
too. Wings are
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Wings are like capes. They make everything cool. So isn't it, her hair's like reaching forward, but the pose has all the motion going back. So I'm gonna start the hair going forward, like in the original, but it's gonna be pulled back real quick. And then we'll have it sort of like go past the head. I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Okay.
Can you help me detail it out a bit? So put in the sword.
Okay.
And maybe start to detail the face a bit. She's a paladin. She must be. And your experience painting paladins, because we got this cross armor plate. So, no, I've seen you paint a paladin before, Alicia.
I know.
You got this in the bag.
Oh, for sure.
Chainmail. Bam, 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 bam. You can do your chainmail pattern. We got
with
a brush for that.
a chainmail brush.
Love that. All right. I might slap in a face and then hand it over to you, and then you can make amazing stuff like this happen. All right, so this is an example where you're working from my sketch, but as we'll come to see, the sketch ends up disappearing. So how do you work from a sketch and paint in the pieces until eventually you're just painting your own thing?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So as you can see, I always start just blocking in some colors behind the sketch just to work out what the base color is for everything. And then I change the color of the line work. So anything that's got like skin or really light colors, I change the color to a dark red instead of a black, and that just stops my shadows from getting muddy when I move on to painting.
Now this is really where the fun begins. It's obviously looking so cool so quickly already, but it's in the garnish of, sorry to say, these brushes. Like working with the cloud brush, just looking how easily that brings it all to life and lets you layer things up. Even throwing in birds, like with our bird brush.
Absolutely, it makes it so easy and so much fun.
Now you have to talk people through what you're doing right now, because this is cool.
Chainmail brush, which is designed specifically for chainmail. Just go over it in a linear sort of fashion, some highlights and some shadows.
I can't even fathom how long that would take to hand draw.
Oh, for sure.
It's such a cool trick.
For sure.
The colours you've got working together here are really cool.
Yeah, it took me a long time to work out the colours, but everything has got a nice like blue, cool undertone to it, so even though there's different colours, they all work together.
This was made possible both because of our little sketchy plan, Alicia's hard work and talent in the painting, and of course, thanks to our ultimate digital brushes. So whether you want to paint this paladin, or this paladin, or something else other than a paladin, go check it out. Links in the description. You get 20% off in the bundle. So it's 20 bucks for the brushes, 25 bucks for the course, and 35, which is 20% off for both. And it's a huge support to our studio here. So thank you for your support. Thank you, Houseplant. Very talented for a houseplant.
Oh, that is very good.
That is very good. 12. Oh, what is that? It's cute. Some artwork when I was 6 or 7. I think there's potential for making an epic scene. What is happening in this? Is he skydiving or is he's diving away from meteorites? Are they cookies? I kind of want to do this. There is a story here. There is a story.
It's giving me like volcano vibes.
That's
lava
good.
or something.
This is the inside of a volcano. I feel like, okay, here's the base of lava. And we can sort of see the mouth of the volcano opening up here. Maybe all these things falling, the volcano is collapsing in on itself.
Yeah.
So we need to start eating away at the silhouette of the volcano. This one's gonna be tough on you.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a lot to paint.
Oh my God.
That's a monocle! Like, I just thought he had different size eyes, but he's got a tuxedo and a monocle.
Oh my God.
This is amazing. It's gotta be pretty wild, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just, he's being thrown headfirst into the volcano.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, let's like tip him in. This one's a hard pose, hard one to pose. I think that's working and gives us a bit of a view where we can sort of do the collar, because he's gotta have some sort of bow tie. Okay, I'm feeling this vibe. Where do you see his hair?
I love the hands. It's got to be like flowing back behind him.
Short hair. Do you want to give it a sketch? It's not in the original, but there's like a cane, just like, just floating back here. Since we flipped everything, the monocle's on the wrong ear. We've got to fix that.
So this didn't take you very long. This one's like unnervingly quick.
Yeah, this one took me no time at all. Like, thanks to the brushes, I got the rocks done, I got the flames done. All I had to really paint was the little guy falling.
And the thing that you do really well that I want to learn to do better is painting using the brush modes and you do that to sort of bring out the highlights and lighting in particular.
Yeah.
So you start from the midtones and shadows and then sort of you're painting in light. The sharp details on this one really just knock it out. This is a great example of like a contrast and focus created by detail in a specific place. Like you haven't added a huge amount of refinement or detail on the outer edges, but on the face and on the front hand, it just pulls your eye in, and that's where you've added the polish.
Yep, absolutely. So I used the snow brush to add some embers, which really gave the scene some movement and brought it to life and added that extra punch of detail. Just little details like that that really finished the work.
Really brings this piece to life. Let me help bring it to life with a bit of voice acting.
All right, let's go one more, and you're picking this one.
So maybe something a bit more futuristic would be cool.
That's very villainous.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is a reference to Jacksepticeye. Oh, this is so cool. Let's take some creative liberties with this, because he looks very cool and I kind of want to lean into like characterizing him a little more extremely.
Yeah.
There's something very satisfying about like that geometric, sketchy looking skull, you know. Now the key with eyes I've found over the years is if you're going for creepy eyes, like the temptation is to go like big eyes or go extreme. The key is to go smaller, and it's how you surround the eyes. Little bits of like veins around the edges.
Yeah.
And then that's sort of it. Everything else needs to sort of be the stuff that does the work. And then mouths, the tricky thing about mouths on the upward angle, if they're smiling, the temptation is to go, yeah, I'm smiling. But because the mouth's on this angle, you still sort of have to follow that.
Yeah.
So you're pushing up against it. It ends up sort of looking flat almost. But the teeth is where it works, right? So then the teeth go on this angle and it gives it context. I think this will be one where you can play with lighting a lot.
Right.
Because the colors are sort of established. We've got weeping red wound, we've got wild green hair, we've got a bit of a chin beardy thing, but everything I think is otherwise reasonably, you know, laid out. And then the hair, we've really clearly got this wild sort of like looping over, like it's shaved up to here, and then it's like really quite, like you can go like divert from my sketch as much as you want here, because I think it's just like a mop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is fun. This is a cool one. Awesome. I'm so excited about this one.
All right, we're getting pretty dark and gringy with this. Grungy? Dark and
He's got green
gritty.
hair.
Gritty or grit? Yeah, okay, I'm just getting confused. How do you approach grit?
I try to use as many textures as possible, and I even keep a little bit of the sketch in the final.
So once the vanilla colors are down, it's from here that you start to sort of add mood and texture.
And that is mostly just from lighting choices. So I keep the background pretty dark, and then I make sure that his eyes are in shadow.
Cool thing to note is in my old Photoshop brushes, I had a couple of erasers. We have no erasers in this pack. That's because every brush is the eraser. And just by erasing out the shadows in the direction of where the light's coming from, and then adding that hue and saturation of the green in the direction of the light, really just adds this sickly light emanating through the whole piece. It's awesome. We've got a nice level of detail, but the eyes and the teeth and that sort of central area of the face get extra special attention.
Yeah, I found a really good use for the cracks brush that we have. And you can see it in the background, it just looks like cracks, but I also used it over the eyes and the mouth, and that sort of gave it that sinewy, blood vessel-y kind of look.
Love it.
Now this has been so much fun, I think. I'm assuming, well, because in the future we'll have finished it. But we're gonna wrap up the video here. And if you liked this and you wanna see more of it, we need your help. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't to see more of this kind of content. Leaving a comment does help immensely. And let us know if you wanna see another episode, and if so, what you wanna see us do. But it's really fun to like have more talent in the videos to make them bigger. And the more people I'm able to bring on to make cooler stuff possible can sort of turn all sorts of adventures that you guys help us come up with into reality. And it's also, of course, made possible with our product, which also helps support the studio and supports you on your journey. Thank you so much for joining today, Alicia.
Thanks for having me.
Give us some compliments in the comments down below, and we look forward to seeing you in a future video. Bye.
Bye.